Good evening, St. Petersburg. You are here for the Ask Us Anything Crowdsourcing WordPress Support Workshop. This is WordPress St. Petersburg. On the below us, you have Elaine Simmons, Jennifer Novak, and Travis Lopez, and I am Jim True. We are the organizers for WordPress St. Petersburg. So without taking too much time, let's go ahead and get started on the talk. WordPress St. Petersburg meets monthly, first Tuesday through 2020. We are going to be dropping the scheduled talk through the rest of the year. We may end up dropping them in once in a while, but for right now, just until the year's out, we're going to drop the scheduled talk on the third Tuesday of the month. So we are going to be meeting monthly, first Tuesday through 2020, online only. Suncoast Developers Guild has not decided if they are going to be doing 2021 in person yet. And as we are quite aware with the coronavirus and all of the social distancing, etc., it's pretty much going to be online only for right now. Our meetup is at meetup.com, WordPress St. Petersburg. Our website is wptampabay.org. On our website, we have our links to our Slack chat, our Facebook group, all of our meetups, and we are a member of the WordPress Tampa Bay network. That network currently contains St. Petersburg, Tampa, Brandon, and Newport Richey. Okay, upcoming meetups and events. On September 8th, next week, Newport Richey from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. is doing their talk on deploying a static website using WordPress. Should be very interesting. We had a good turnout for the last meetup with them last month. So they're going to continue up with that process. On September 15th, we have an online event from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. It is our WordPress mega meetup. David Bissett and Gene down in WordPress Southwest Florida has organized an entire statewide meetup event. So there'll be several different organizers from multiple meetups there, and all of you guys that want to come. We have the link on our website and on our meetup. As soon as we know the online link, we will update it. But for right now, go ahead and RSVP. We should have the online linking information hopefully before the end of the week's out. And I'll send that out to the announcement group when we update it. On October 6th is our first Tuesday of October, and we will have another Ask Us Anything like this, 6:30 to 8:30 online. Okay? We are still looking for speakers, which is part of the reason why we're not scheduling any scheduled talks right now. If you have a talk on WordPress, web design, front end or back end, plugin reviews, theme reviews, anything pertinent to web design, anything pertinent to self entrepreneurship, anything pertinent to working remote, or tools that help you work remote, anything like that, give us a little check with us. If you've never spoken public before, not a problem. We're online now, so you don't have to worry about seeing a whole bunch of faces. It's also great for your resume, so if you're looking for a job or anything like that, speaking in public for a nonprofit group is a wonderful thing. If you are interested in talking to us and are doing a talk with us, go to wptampabay.org/speakers/call. Tonight, our code of conduct. There are no stupid questions except the one you didn't ask. Limit your question, or we're going to be limiting question responses to 10 to 15 minutes so that any questions get a chance to get all the way through here. Any more than that, and you should be hiring a consultant anyway. Everyone gets to speak when you're on the call, so keep an eye on people chatting. So if someone's talking when you're inside the question and answer portion, just raise your hand, and well, we're pretty good about this now, but just when it all comes down to it, don't talk over each other. Okay, so we are going to get started. Let me go get this out of the screen. Remove. There we go. Okay, we have some questions from the peanut gallery already, from our meetup group. We actually have a lot of questions from our meetup group, so I'm actually going to start with that first. And some of them are really good ones. So, real quick though, everybody else in the group, what have you guys been working on this week? Anything big? Anything new or big or unusual you want to talk about or bring up to the call?
Um,
I put you on the spot.
Super exciting, right? Wow.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, starting with our first question from the meetup, Roger Lehman is asking. I'm going to go and pop the question up on the our little thingy here. Okay. Roger Lehman is asking, I'm looking for coaching on creating my own search page so I can better format the results. You have the opportunity to write your search results in PHP. That file is actually called, I believe, search.php. Let me check the WordPress codex on that one.
No, you're correct.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I just want to make sure. But did they have any good documents on writing a results page? Yeah, they do. They have creating a search page. So I'm going to give you that link real quick on here. But if you want to tailor the results and actually have it be more useful, you might want to be looking at a plugin like Oxygen Search or Relevancy or some of those.
Search WP, Facet WP.
Yeah, Facet WP is great if you want to do like integrating in custom fields and taxonomies and map information. There's a lot of Facet WP is incredibly powerful. So if you have a lot of things that you need to filter and group and search on, it's great for that. But if you're wanting to, do weighting of the searches and stuff like that, Facet WP doesn't work in that direction. That would be something like Relevancy, Oxygen, Elasticsearch, that kind of stuff. Let me see what I can find real quick. Hang on, Oxygen. I've heard good things about Oxygen. I use it on one site, and I was actually impressed with the Oxygen Search is what I'm looking for. Sorry. Here's an Oxygen page builder, too. Sorry, guys. Search, WordPress. That's really annoying. It keeps coming up. They've got really good SEO, apparently.
For Oxygen.com? Yeah.
No, for Oxygen, the page builder is overriding the Oxygen Search plugin. That's not good. Because it's actually a really good plugin. But yeah, I can't even find it now with the... Shoot. Hang on. Let's see. Well, that's annoying. Let me see if I can find it on WordPress site. You were going to say something, Travis. I'm sorry. I stepped over you.
Oh, no, I was just saying when I was searching, I found the website Oxygen. I thought that's what you referred to.
Yeah. No, definitely not. I was not. Definitely not. I don't recommend any builders. It's not.
Oh, no, I thought you were recommending the website Oxygen.com, which is all about true crime.
Oh,
Chicago
okay.
PD. Yeah. That's how.
Oh. Well, I feel really stupid now because it's no longer listed on here. That's really weird. My bad. Hang on. It was one of the few that we actually recommended because it works really well with custom fields, custom post types, and taxonomy. Give me a second. Plugins. It's being quiet on the screen. Have you guys ever worked with Relevancy or any of the other search plugins?
I haven't.
Okay.
Facet WP.
Yeah, I know you went for Facet WP. I work with Facet WP too. I like it. It's one of my favorite ones. Elasticsearch and Elasticpress are kind of overkill.
Depending on your needs, of course.
Yeah, of course, depending on your needs. Have you worked with Search WP?
Me? I am not. No.
Okay. Maybe it's just Relevancy then. I guess that's the one we recommend. I could have sworn there was another one. Relevancy is good. I mean, it does the job too. So, okay. But yeah, as far as doing that process, you're going to be looking at a codex. So you'd be looking at that, creating a search page. If you want to customize it completely, that's where you start. But if you're looking for a plugin, we were recommending Facet WP, Search WP, right?
I would probably recommend Search WP over Facet WP.
Okay.
I have someone in my ear telling me Facet WP is not super great.
You have someone in your ear telling you that.
Someone in my ear. Yeah.
Some of the other ones here who also have used it love Facet WP, but someone's in your ear. So search WP, facet WP, relevancy, and that. And
Potentially Jetpack search.
are you kidding me? You're gonna recommend Jetpack search? Okay.
Mhm.
All right. And those. Okay. So next question. New jQuery issue with latest version from Kurt Long. I've heard a lot of people had this problem. Matter of fact, did any of you guys experience that with the recent version of WordPress? Hang on.
Experience what?
Here's the question. Here we go. Kurt Long. Oh, that is not spam. Oh, it's new jQuery issue with latest WordPress version. I'm going to rechange this thing. It's calling it spam because it said new jQuery, which was. Yeah, there we go. All right. So there's a jQuery issue if you upgraded to the most latest version of WordPress 5.5.
Well, the
And-
jQuery issue is really because WordPress increased or updated the included version of jQuery with WordPress and removed the jQuery migrate plugin in the process, which would handle a lot
Right.
of functions that got deprecated.
Right.
So you're seeing plugins and themes that use those deprecated functions and did not update them all of a sudden failing.
Right.
That's
So
the
wasn't there-
jQuery issue.
Yeah. There's a plugin, isn't there, for to fix it temporarily? I think.
Potentially enable jQuery migrate helper by the WordPress team.
Okay. Enable. All right. Let's get that link in there. If you want to drop it in, oh, you don't have access to the quote. Drop it in our chat, and I'll add it to the thing. Okay. Thank you. All right, Kurt. We're dropping a website link into the YouTube chat, and this will be your fix temporarily if you until WordPress does it inside a minor update or something of that nature. Okay. We're going to pull a question from the chat. Let me see. Okay. Let me see. Actually,
And of course, the
Rosie.
easiest way to avoid that jQuery issue is to write native JavaScript instead of being as dependent on jQuery, which is way more possible nowadays. Because jQuery was mainly used to handle like all the different variations of how the different browsers would handle certain JavaScript functionality. So now
Right.
that it's pretty standard across the board, you don't really need it as much.
got it. Okay. So Andy from our chat has asked a question. I have a question with regards to moving a site from one host to another with all-in-one WordPress migration. What is the best practice? Export, change DNS, and then import to the new host. Have any of you guys used all-in-one WordPress migration?
Yes, I have.
Okay. What are your thoughts on that? Oh, I'll leave the question.
Every
up there.
single time I use it, I love it, but every single time I use it, I have to use, it stops, I think it stops after I've exported, but before I've imported, and it wants an additional plugin that you have to go get.
Plugin from all-in-one?
And it's because your files are too large.
Hmm.
So it'll say, oh, can't export all or import all your files, so go get this other. I could look real quick here and see what it was
Yeah.
called.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think it stops after I've exported.
We're getting a loop from somebody.
That's me.
Shame on
This is
you.
supposed to be muted, but it's not.
Okay. We have 10 viewers, guys. Woohoo.
I've not personally used all-in-one WP migration. I mainly use WP Migrate DB Pro. They have a
Yeah, that's my
great
favorite
suite
one
there,
too.
which is great for moving back and forth between staging and local sites because it does domain replacement, can move your plugin files, theme files, etc. The main process I would recommend would be export the site, import to the new site, locally on your machine, update your host file to set the site domain to the new server's IP. Test it locally on your machine, and when you confirm everything's good, then go ahead and update your DNS. That way you can test your new site without, potentially switching the DNS over and everything's broken.
And don't we have an entire talk on this? I'm searching. It's under migrate. Yeah.
Do you want me to type the name right in YouTube?
Yeah, if you can. And I'll just share it.
Because all-in-one WP migration, it doesn't like live migrate, does it? It exports and then you have to import?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where the WPDB Migrate Pro works a lot better, because you have it's kind of like you set up a push-pull environment between all your different environments, and you could just go zoom, 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 zoom. It's really clean. It's expensive, but it's really clean.
Yeah, it's very handy to be able to set up profiles from like push to production, pull from production, and you can set up like your production site to never push to it. So like you can never overwrite what's on the live site and stuff like that. Right. And just the fact that you don't have to download and then re-upload, which can take quite a while.
Okay, I'm gonna drop Andy. This is the plugin that Elaine was talking about, the all-in-one WP migration file extension. Rosie, if you want to, go ahead and use our invite link. Here, I'll repost it again. Or put it on the banner anyway.
Her name is Roberta, not Rosie,
Roberta?
actually.
Okay, sorry, my bad.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'm only seeing one half of her question. I'm not seeing the other half. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we have another question from the Meetup. Robert Craig Webb asks, web page optimization to help with a slow WordPress administration dashboard? Never heard of that before. Because, yeah.
Doesn't that usually mean bad hosting in general?
That or too many plugins.
Oh.
Or not even necessarily too many plugins. You might have
Bad
some
plugins? Yeah.
Not even bad plugins, but there might be plugins that are hitting external APIs that are just generating slow responses, maybe because they don't exist anymore or for other reasons. Which generally, if you just install Query Monitor,
Yeah.
which sits up in your admin bar, it'll highlight for you one, you can go into it and it will show you like any PHP notices, any HTTP API calls happening on the page, but it will like automatically highlight if there's any errors, if there's any slow calls. So like it'll throw up that red flag for you right away, if that's what the problem is.
And we're going to give you that link again at the bottom real quick. Here you go. That's Query Monitor. Highly recommended. And especially since it'll let you see on the dashboard where the problem is. Okay, we're going to bring in Roberta. Hey, Roberta. How are you doing?
Hi, thanks for taking my question.
Really good SEO.
Oh. You need to put your
No,
telephone, your
the page builder is overriding the Oxygen search plugin.
your YouTube or whatever you're watching us on. You need to put that on mute.
Because it's actually a really good plugin.
Hang on, I'm going to mute you for a second. Okay. You need to put your browser that you're watching the actual stream on mute, and then just talk to us through the StreamYard, okay?
On WordPress St. You were going to say something, Travis. I'm sorry. I stepped.
There you go.
Okay.
That worked. Okay.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, much better, much better. Go ahead.
Okay, so I've made some websites in the past, but I've never worked with WordPress. So naturally, the very first WordPress site I'm making is going to be for somebody else. And I can't even get out of the starting gate because we created an account. We haven't yet gotten a subscription. She wants to put her site on WordPress.com. And I can't figure out how to even get into her account now that we've created it.
Okay. All right.
Very basic
If
question.
so, you can't figure out how to get into her account now that you've created it. Well,
Right.
with WordPress, typically, I'm gonna go and share you my screen real quick. Give me a second. I need to find my shared version of it. So you have no experience with WordPress. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. All right.
And this is with a site hosted on WordPress.com, not like a self-hosted.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a completely different story. I was going to show you how to do it on WordPress.org, but yeah, WordPress.com is kind of like Squarespace and the other ones in the sense that you have to actually log in with an account created on the site that they've given you guest access to. I
Okay.
don't
So
have a
if you went
WordPress.
into her account and there would be some button somewhere giving her the option
She
of
should
creating a
have
guest
a
access.
menu on her dashboard. Let me see if I can actually find a WordPress.com site that I have access to. Give me just a second. Let's see. I'm looking for I know I've got some sites on here. So I could have sworn I had a WordPress.com site. I'm looking.
I guess it doesn't per se have to be on WordPress.com. I just
No,
thought
it does if you're trying to get access to it, and that's where it is right now. We need to
well, I
probably
mean,
help you out the
we
best.
we haven't even begun to create the page, so if we could move to another platform. She hasn't bought a subscription yet either, so
Okay.
I just thought that it would be appropriate because she's an author and seems like a
Well,
good fit for authors.
what are you familiar with?
Um, well, the biggest website I created was hand coded, and it
Okay.
was on a university web server.
Okay.
And then I did one on, I don't even remember what platform he was on because it was in the Netherlands. And then I did one that was like basically based on a template at Yahoo Small Business.
Okay. Well, I mean, WordPress.com is fine for that, but honestly, if you want simplicity and you don't want to have her constantly asking you questions, Squarespace.
Squarespace.
Yeah. Look at that face Jen just made.
I guess there are differing opinions on that.
I used it with a client who's very comfortable with it, who's not comfortable with WordPress, and they were fine with it. It's there's a lot of resources out there, and it's not that comparatively price wise. If you're going to have a domain push to it, it's the same price as WordPress.com. So
And we find the interface simpler.
much simpler because you're basically just editing the existing site. Is pretty much what it comes down to, and you can look for template builds that are specific for writers. So, and there's a lot of them. There's some really gorgeous stuff. It makes it really easy to integrate with pictures and stuff like that. So, I would honestly, if their technology level is not great, I find WordPress.com and WordPress sometimes a little intimidating,
Mm-hmm.
and Squarespace might be a good answer there.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, no
How,
problem.
how do I get out of here now?
I'm sorry. We drop you out of here, and then you can go back to watching the stream the normal way.
Okay.
Thank you for
Thank
coming
you very
in.
much.
Yeah, anytime, no problem. All right. Let's see. Kick from studio. Okay. Kick guest. All right. Okay. So going back to our chat, we have a question from the meetup. So you don't agree with that one, Jen?
I mean, if you're not going to use WordPress, it's an option.
Yeah. I mean, my thought is that okay, you're a writer, you're getting started, you just want to get the writing out there. Honestly, it's fine, and it does SEO just fine for some stuff. It's like, I don't know, you know as well as I do. I find WordPress overkill sometimes, and Okay, here's the question. Oh, we just did that one. Never mind. Let me see. Go back to our meetup again. All right, next one from the meetup. Ricardo asks, oh, this is a good question here, actually. Yeah. Like I said, we actually got a lot of good questions from the meetup today. Oh, wait a minute. Let's do another one from the chat since John just dropped it in here. So John dropped a question in here. I have an SEO prospect that claims their WordPress has been hacked, and the hosting company says the hack continues to put in a file that is affecting the website. Does anyone recognize the file? S. I have screenshots. John, why don't you join our call? Use that little StreamYard link, 3 comment chats above you, okay? And we'll come back to you when you join in. I'm going to drop this other question in here real quick. Ricardo asks, options to protect content. The membership solution is too robust. Membership sites hosting consumption when we have a profile individual space page per user. Members plugin is actually a really easy way to protect your content. If you're, oh, John's joining the call now. John will be with you in just a moment. So we will be with you in just a moment, John. Okay. For this particular option for protecting content, using the members plugin is a great option. And I'm just going to drop that in there real quick because it allows you to actually do protection by user role, guest or otherwise, or password protect the pages. But if you wanted to do by user role, you could do it that way as well. Trying to find the link for it real quick. Give me just a second. And would you say what? Easy, not easy digital downloads, but restrict
content, Pro.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Which just got sold to iThemes today, actually.
I know.
I saw that.
That's interesting.
Shocker.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to give you 2 links, Roberto, into our chat here. This one is if you do want to do a simple, just per page restriction, and then restrict content. So restrict content and restrict content pro.
I mean, even if you're not selling memberships, those membership solutions are probably the best way to do it because they have the easiest controls around it.
Yeah. Totally agree with you there. And this is restrict content, and we'll show that as well. Okay. So those are going to be our suggestions, Ricardo. All right, John, we're bringing you into the call now. Give me just a second. Add to stream. Hey, John.
Hey.
Welcome back.
Hi.
I think you've been here before, haven't you?
I certainly have, and I certainly appreciate you guys.
No problem. So you said you have screenshots for the error?
Yeah, how do I give you the screenshot?
There's a little option down the very bottom that says share screen.
Yeah, okay.
Just click that, and it will tell you to pick the screen that you have that has the stuff on it, and we'll add it to the stream. You may have to tell your browser to let you do it.
No, I'm getting there.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
There we go. All right, here we go.
Here's the files that she has, and she's talking about this S
Can you
file.
zoom in on that a little bit? Do
Maybe.
Do Control plus or Command plus or View Zoom. I don't know what browser that is, so.
That do it?
Yeah. So it's
So-
an S directory?
So it's this file right here.
That's a directory.
And no matter how many times she deletes it, it comes back immediately.
What's in it? Because that's
Well,
a folder.
I will show you that. How's that?
Yeah. Oh, you have another view. So have you guys done a scan for malware?
No, I haven't. Her hosting company is a German hosting company. It says it's #3 in the world, so I'm not sure what the name is.
Okay.
But they claim that this is a hack. I'm not familiar with these files at all. So you guys.
Well, I mean,
Maybe.
for her to be hacked, they'd have to have either access to her site or be doing it through malware. So they should do a malware.
Oh, I
scan.
see. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes
so they
sense. Yeah,
Yeah. What's the website domain?
it's marketing Marketing-international.
Marketing-international.
International.com. Yeah.
Okay. All right. What is that? Security scan? Is that the one that you can just pop it right in and see if it's got a security?
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
did you
Yeah.
find it?
Yeah, it popped up immediately. I'm looking to see if we can find a scan site for
Okay.
site check. I think it is. There we go. Yeah, Security is a free website security check and malware scanner. So I'm going to share you my screen in a minute. So let me go ahead and unshare yours.
Yeah, she locked me out, so I don't no longer have access to the
Yep,
WordPress.
we got stuff. We have stuff.
You got stuff?
We have stuff. Give me just a second. I will bring it right up.
Oh, interesting. Great.
Definitely one concerning thing is those MySQL dumps, those files just sitting in the main web directory where if anybody knew the website URL, could easily pull those down and have the full database.
There you go. And let me zoom in a little bit. This is from security.com. I'm trying to zoom in so that it makes it a little bigger. Give me just a second.
Okay.
There we go. And let me get rid of the live chat. Go away, live chat. Okay, so it's sitecheck.security.net. I'll go ahead and type that down somewhere so we have it someplace so it's easier to find. Sitecheck.security.net.
Great.
Okay. Put in her thing. She's got site issue detected. Let's see. Well, those are site issues. They're not really saying there's any. It's just got site issues. No malware, though. So it's more than likely. Go ahead, Travis.
Like what I would do here is what I would recommend to anybody, which is like rotate the passwords for all the users, the administrative users, rotate the passwords for the database and the FTP, get a fresh copy of WordPress, replace all the WordPress files, which is pretty much everything but what's in your WP content folder.
Oh,
And
okay.
then if you're still seeing it happening, there's an issue in either one of the plugins or one of the themes.
Yep. And one other recommendation is if they're logging into the site with their admin accounts, and also have them do virus checks on their machines that are logging in.
Okay. Well, I've almost decided to run as fast as I can.
Okay.
After working with her a little bit, but I thought I'd at least try to find an answer for this because
Yeah.
it seems to be the type of client that I want to deal with because she's
Well,
all
there's-
over the place.
Yeah, there's no malware being detected, but you know,
That doesn't mean there isn't something deeper happening.
right?
Sure.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. No, that's great. That works.
Yeah, that was the fastest thing I wanted to check on, was to see if it did actually define. Because I did that on one site where the client had someone logging into the website as an admin, but they had a virus on their account, so it was doing key logging on their machine, their physical
Oh, wow.
machine. So
Right.
it was grabbing their username and password, and they were just going in and inserting stuff left and right.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. That's why the password changes is a really good idea to force that. But you got to make sure that they're also not being captured through their email. So,
Okay. Well, what I was going to do is I was going to give her some leads and then run. So
okay.
I
All right,
appreciate
cool.
that.
Yeah, no problem. And for you guys that were watching that at home, it's sitecheck.security.net. They have a free malware scan for your website. So if you're suspecting malware, that's where you want to go. Okay? All right, cool.
Okay.
All right, thanks, John. Anything else?
Yeah, I've got another one if you're. tuned
Yeah, we've
in to
got
me.
time. We have some time. Yeah.
All right. Well, I have a client that has a very successful site with lots of visitors and making lots of money, but he has a theme that's was a proprietary theme made by a marketing company 4 or 5 years old.
Oh, yeah.
I think-
It's right here. You said it's a 10-year-old proprietary theme, never updated, still works.
Yeah,
So I
it's
suggest converting to a new
2017.
theme.
Pardon?
Okay.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I'm reading your question from Meetup.
Okay.
You actually asked this, so yeah, that's perfect. You were going to be the next one up after anyway.
Oh, okay.
Glad we got you, so we don't have to make you come back in.
It honestly depends on how that theme is written. Like if it's
Yeah.
not like if it's not doing much outside of just the basic like index page, a single template page, a 404 page, it's probably fine. It's if it's starting to do like custom stuff around like menus and stuff like that, where it might be worth taking a look at. Which
Well,
even then, it might not even be worth like a full rewrite. It might just be worth like refactoring some of those functions.
Well, he's got the company for sale and he has a buyer, so he doesn't want to mess with some things, and I don't blame him. But if you look at the website, it's controlnoise.com. It's a very good looking website, and the only thing that come up with the theme is that I keep getting a message that it doesn't update all of the WordPress files.
Okay.
I don't have screenshots on those files, but
Yeah, I mean, this is clean. It looks very clean, actually.
yeah.
Let me see what it looks like responsive, though. Hang on.
And if I technically
Yeah, it's
audit
responsive, too. Yeah.
he comes out like a 97 on the audit report because I got his
It's-
mobile speed up. So I mean, it's clicking
it's
along.
It's really fast.
Okay.
So
I wouldn't mess with it.
I wouldn't mess
Okay.
with it. Yeah. You couldn't pay me to mess with it.
Well, and he's probably not going to pay me to mess with it either. So
Yeah. I mean, if you wanna like find out what the actual errors are that you're getting, or the files that won't let it update, or what have you, you can provide those to us, or bring it up on a Facebook, like our Facebook. You can bring up questions in the Facebook group, and we can look there too.
okay, I'd do that because I do have the files that they
Okay.
say aren't updating. So I'll do that later. Thanks a lot.
Cool. Yeah. Thanks, John.
It actually
Appreciate-
looks like this theme is a child theme of Web Dev Studio's fork of underscores.
Oh,
That's probably
okay.
why it runs
It's
out.
what now?
It's a child theme of Web Dev Studios underscores. Underscores theme is the basic vanilla WordPress theme. Like if you want to build a custom theme for someone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So more than likely what you're talking about is they have a basic theme that they push to all of their Web Dev Studios clients. And all they're doing is a child theme of that to apply the look specific
Okay.
for that site. Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. I couldn't find that, so that's
Yeah.
helpful too.
I'll give you the link for underscores. Hang on.
Okay.
You might only have to like update. I don't know. What's the underscore? No, underscores creates a complete theme for you. So it's a starter theme for WordPress. A lot of people use it because it's kind of fun for that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, hang on a second. I'll drop the link in. It's this one. And yeah, there you go. Underscores.me creates a starter WordPress.
Oh,
site.
great.
Or WordPress
Okay.
theme, rather. Yeah, if you want to learn how to
That
build.
site-
Yeah.
That site is using this agency, Web Dev Studios. They're using their fork of
Yeah.
underscores.
Right. So they've taken one and modified it and probably done a lot of stuff to it to make it more agency so that they can push it out on multiple. Like if they had a client and they don't want to spend a lot of time on it, they will take their basic agency theme, add a child theme on it, apply the client's colors and styles and stuff like that, and let that particular style sheet override the style sheet for the underscores that their agency copy, and then boom. Makes sense? So
Yeah,
like if I
yeah.
had, if I dropped about 1 million sites a year, and I didn't want to like spend a lot of time on it, I would do one blanket theme, and then I would just add a child theme to it for the particular client site, and just do a style sheet in it in most cases. Or
Well, that makes sense. It works okay on the new WordPress block
Yeah.
editor.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stay away from that because, like I
Oh,
said,
if
he's
it's-
probably not going to
if
pay
it's
anyway.
working on the block editor, I wouldn't touch it.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, thanks, John. Thank you for dropping back in again.
All right, thanks.
You have a good one.
Now, how do you kick me out?
I'll kick you out.
Okay.
Bye.
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 Gotta love it. How do we kick our guests? We just kick them out of the window. All right, got another from Sue coming in next. Man, we're efficient tonight. Burning through the questions. All right. Let's see. Okay. Where did it go? There it is. Okay. Sue asks, when using an Envato theme and updating to WordPress 5.5, I'm not seeing the plugin update feature or the XML sitemap. Also using iTheme security. Do you think either both of these are hiding it? I would start with a health check. And that is health check. Hang on, I'm finding the plugin for you. especially if you don't know which plugin is causing the problem, start with health check. And I'll share a screen since we've got some time. I think we have one more question coming in. Oh no, that was the last one. So yeah, that's the last of our questions. So I'm gonna do some sharing. Sharing sounds like fun, doesn't it, guys?
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I find where
Oh
my
yes.
website.
Oh yes.
Sharing.
Sharing.
Share, Jim, share. Trying to open up my admin screen. There we go. Okay, share screen. And I want to share a Chrome tab. I want to share that one. Okay. All right. Let me zoom that in a little bit, make it bigger. Okay. And let me get rid of this question. All right. So what we want to do is we want to add the health check plugin. I don't think I have it on this one. I do, actually. So what we're looking at is this one here, health check plugin. And what you're going to notice is, oh, look, I have an unregistered copy of Gravity Forms. Oh, dear God. I'll have to fix that. But anyway,
Uh-oh.
yeah. Anyway, what we're looking at is the troubleshoot mode here. So when you go into troubleshooting mode, it's actually creating a copy of the website that only you are seeing. So like you can disable plugins left and right and not impact anybody else coming to the website. So like right at this moment, I'm in troubleshooting mode. So, and you can see it tells you at the top here, I'm in troubleshooting mode. So if I look at the website and I disable everything, so I'm going to disable, I don't want to enable Gravity Forms or the classic editor. And I want to switch to 2020. So if I go to the website now, it should just be hideous fatal errors. How nice. Gotta love that. Wonder where that came from. Anyway, let's see if that's still there.
Sounds like you have a theme conflict.
It does sound like a theme conflict, indeed. So let's switch to that theme. And we'll go back and visit the site. Of course, I did just update this to 5.5. So I wonder, and I didn't look at the website after doing it, which was really stupid on my part. So let's disable troubleshooting mode and see if my site works. Yeah, my site works without the troubleshooting mode in, so something's going on there. Let's see, make sure that I actually
So you're saying you need a troubleshooter for the troubleshooter?
Apparently I do, because it's giving, yeah, that's pretty sad, man. Hang on. That is pretty sad. Deactivate Gravity Forms. I've got classic editor. Yeah. So yeah, when I went in here and I decided to check out the site, I get a call to WordPress is auto update enabled for type. Interesting. Yeah. That's pretty bad. But that's in the 2020 theme. Fascinating.
Well,
But yeah. But now I've got active as GeneratePress, which is the one we just had active. So I should be able to visit the site and not get an error, but I am getting an error. Well, that's pretty bad. Okay.
Huh.
Well, I would normally recommend the site check, but right now I'm not. So, but that's how it works. Unfortunately, for some reason whatsoever, it may not be up to date for, let's see, site check working on 5.5. Site check, sorry. Site check, health check, troubleshooting. Health check, troubleshooting mode. Working on 5.5. Checking to see if there's any errors out there. Oh, hang on. Tools. Anytime. Past week. There we go. Well, we're not going to waste too much time on that one. But the whole point behind what health check does is it actually, you turn off plugins until you don't have the problem anymore, and then you turn on plugins until you do. So you isolate.
Well, actually, what you really want to do is turn them all the plugins off and then start enabling.
Yeah. One at a time. No, Andy. Health check is not built in. Oh, wait a minute. Are you sure? Let me check it. Hang on. Let's find out. Plugins. Deactivate. Okay. I will find out. Tools. Site health. No. You'd have a troubleshoot option right here, Andy, if it was built in. It's just status and info. So it doesn't have its own troubleshooting. They did move it in. That'd be nice, though. As long as it works. So, yeah, because it would be either in the tools. Yeah, it's not in there at all. Okay. All right. Well, that was a fun little exercise. Any other questions you guys have? Any questions up?
Yes, I do. As long as
Okay,
we're talking
Elaine.
about 5.5,
Uh-huh.
what is new in 5.5? Is it lazy load, site maps? Let's go over a few of these goodies. So confusing because it's new stuff.
Yeah, they added the sitemap generation to the WordPress. Is that correct?
I think so.
What's new in 5.5? Let's do a... Okay. Here we go. Oh, look, we'll go... No, we're not going to go to WP Beginner for that. Come on. What's new? I'm looking at all the what's new in 5.5, and the last one I'm not finding is the one actually by WordPress.
Yeah.
That's-
right.
Yeah, figures.
Is that ridiculous or what? Come on, man.
They don't do SEO.
Oh, there's a.
You have a link?
Yeah, I think so. This looks like it. Nope. Wait. Yep. Nope.
Wait, yep, nope, nope.
Maybe. The list of people to thank. It doesn't really give you.
I'll give you thanks all the people. Thank you, Academy Award. I'm not going to tell you anything about my play, or my show, but thank you for making it
Finding
possible.
the changelog is as difficult as finding the view page button in Gutenberg.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you were kidding me.
Seriously, I'm not exaggerating. I think I spent about a full minute when I was editing a page in Gutenberg the other day trying to find the link to actually view the page.
Okay. Well, according to WP Beginner, there's an improved block
boy,
editor in
you
WordPress
are-
5.5. What? I use WP Beginner.
I know,
It's a
so
useful
I-
website.
whatever, Yeah.
It's a great site for stuff like this. There's a new block editor. It's been, let me see, has an integrated block directory. That's the big thing. So they have now moved the ability to add blocks directly in the search for when you're inside the block editor. So you can actually add blocks from the plugin directory directly from the block search window, which I think is a horrible idea, but okay. What?
Okay.
Because you know your client, you know what your clients are going to do.
Oh,
They're gonna
yeah.
go. Oh, I'm looking for this. Add block, add block, add block, add block, add block, and then you're gonna come in. There's gonna be 1,000 little things sitting on there that go, what is this thing? And why did you do it? And what were you thinking? So the one thing bad that they did is that it only shows you. There's no scroll now on the block editor. Actually, I can show you this one. Let me see. Go away, WP Beginners ads. Too many ads. Let's see, share screen. Where'd my dashboard go? There it is. Share screen. Chrome tab. Ask us anything. Okay. All right, let's go in and do a post. We'll just add a new post. Okay. Welcome to the block editor. Let's zoom that down a little bit. That's a little big. Okay. So now, apparently, when you're adding a block, well, see, this scrolls. Someone said this no longer scrolled. You can still see everything there. That's weird. Maybe it's here?
In that view, now instead of doing this, the slash, just click like the inline one that brings up the grid.
Okay. So, you're talking about the plus button?
Yeah, the plus button.
Oh, yeah. See, that's crappy. They make you browse all this way, which brings this whole menu over here, which I think is the worst UI they ever did. So not only now do we have this over here on the right, we now have this over here on the left. This did not used to happen. This was much better before because they integrated. Used to, this left-hand stuck menu was actually attached to where you're actually adding the block. So like if I'm adding, let me see, carousel. If I want to add a carousel, no blocks found. I thought they said there was a block editor that you could access in here. I don't see a block editor or the block searchy thing, unless I'm looking in the wrong place for it. Interesting. Let's see if I've got it turned off somewhere. Block manager, nope. Options. Nope, I have no idea. Go back to my WP Beginner article. It says, so they added block borders and highlighting to make block editor more accessible. And the button for add new block is now more noticeable and looks more like a button with a black background. Okay, that's nice. You can now edit images inside the block editor. So I don't actually think I have any images to see. Media library. I'll just take this one. So select, and it says you can edit this now. Oh, I've got cropper. I'm checking. I don't see the capability to edit this image. Link. There's the crop button, but that's always been there, I think. No, because that's the... Do not know. So it says you can adjust image height, width, aspect ratio, crop. Okay. So, oh, it's right here. Okay. So you can, there you go. So you can actually change the setting for the graphic, I guess. Portrait, ratios, that sort of thing. That's kind of weird. Not really sure why that would be useful, but okay. Introducing block patterns, which we knew that was there. That was there before. So I'm going to get rid of this little guy here. And browse all, which I really don't like. So they have block patterns, which are these little, like, 2 buttons side by side. So like that. So to me, these are like reusable blocks, but you can actually change the text on them without changing the actual source. So I could say, if I didn't like download now, I could say buy now. And or something like that. So that's what the block patterns are. They're basically like pre-designed little things like 2 buttons, 3 buttons, columns, 2 columns of text with images, 3 columns of text with buttons, 2 images side by side, headers, large header with a heading and a button, that kind of stuff. So that's those. Improve block navigation and movement. Yeah, okay. This was the thing that I didn't like, that apparently now is part of this whole process. Used to, you could grab this and drag it. This was the handle for dragging the option. It isn't anymore. Now it's this little guy. Very weird. So if I grab the button group, yeah, I should be able to grab this. I guess I don't have another block here. Let me add a real quick text block. Or, yeah. This is just junk. Okay. So used to, you could select the thing and drag this and drag and drop it. Now you can't. You have to actually move it down with the handle, like that. Or I think you can grab that and drag it. So like you can grab the handle, the up and down.
What?
Yeah, that's what they changed. This used to be the handle. You'd grab the handle, which is right there, that looks like it's a handle. I can't grab that anymore. This no longer works. I have to grab the thing that doesn't look like you could grab it.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Talk about bad UI. That's really bad UI. Okay. So anyway, that's one of the new things. One of the other things they added was the ability to auto-update your WordPress plugins and themes. So like if we go in here, back to the dashboard, I'm going to leave this. If you go into your plugins, you zoom in a little bit. you now have this option here to enable auto updates. So like if I know I always want Classic Editor to update automatically, if I know I always want my generate blocks to automatically activate or to automatically update, oops, sorry, didn't mean to do that. Go back to plugins. Plugins, there they go. So you can disable auto updates for that one, turn them on for that one. You can do this for your themes as well. So if you're in your themes, and I want to take this one, I think, theme details. I'm looking for it. Where is it? Hang on. Says you can do it. Give me a second. I'm trying to find it. Appearance themes, and click on the theme to select it in the theme overview pop-up. Okay, got it. All right. Give me a second. Manage themes in the theme overview pop-up. So that would be that. Oh, right there. I didn't see it. Did you see that? So I can enable auto updates there. So like you have to, when you're looking at your themes, you can click theme details and it'll be right underneath the title. Like that. Okay? So if you want to auto, like all of the WordPress ones, since every single time they drop a thing, you always have to update the themes. So I'm just going to set all those for enable auto update.
That seems like too many clicks to enable something like that.
I know. You should be able to do a mass one, and you can't. You have to do it at the... I don't think you've got the ability to do... Yes, you can. You can do bulk actions on plugins. Let me see if you can do it on the updates. Dashboard updates. Of course not, because I don't have any updates to do. And you can't do mass... There's no mass screen for themes. You know what I mean? For managing themes. Like there is for plugins. But that's good to know. Like I definitely do not want to enable that one. Okay. Fascinating. Okay. That's how that works. So that's one other thing that was done in the WP Beginner. Or sorry, in the 5.5 update. One that's really nice is the ability to now update plugins by uploading a new version. So you know how you used to, you had to delete, you either had to go into FTP and copy the existing directory into a little backup folder, or you had to delete the plugin and then drop a new plugin in because you couldn't update by just uploading a new copy of the plugin. This is for usually for plugins where you need to download them off of the premium website because you have a license to it. So like for Gravity Forms, if I needed to update this plugin right here, like I've got Gravity Forms installed and I got 2.4.15.3 and I want to, I think I've got a copy of it local. Let me see, hang on.
Yeah, but normally like when you would try to upload an existing plugin, what it would do is like, hey, it would go to install and be like, hey, like this already exists, and it would fail out. And now instead it gives you a comparison screen that's like, hey, here's the current installed version, here's the one that's going to install. Do you want to move forward or not?
I've got a copy, so we'll show this off. Why not? Why not? Why not? Hang on. Of course, now that I work for Gravity Forms, I have a million things that say Gravity Forms. Just have to find the right one. Let's see. Could have picked another plugin, Jim. Let's see. Come on, Jimbo. Why don't they put archives at the top of your search, or just add an advanced search? Kind is a archive. There we go. There we go, much better. Okay, so let's say I've got Gravity Forms and I want to throw the beta on here instead. I can go add new, upload plugin, and I'm just going to drag that little baby right in there. Install now. And it'll tell me from the screen, this is what I currently have installed, and here's what I want to upload. Are you okay with that? Replace current with uploaded. Ta-da! You couldn't do this before. So that's really nice.
And it will save all the settings for all your forms. It will not.
Yeah, because your settings are in the database. Your settings are in the
Okay.
database. The plugin itself. I mean, granted,
All
I
this
just
is
threw
doing is replacing the plugin files. It's not actually doing anything interactive with the plugin itself.
right.
The only way it is doing anything with the data is if the plugin has some sort of upgrade routine that happens based on the previous version installed.
Exactly.
Okay.
So now we're in the new Gravity Forms beta. So isn't that nice?
Looks like we got a couple questions coming in the chat.
We do? Excellent.
Yes.
All right.
Oh,
Let's hide this thingy here and we will come back. So we were chatting for a while. All right, let's see. Dun, dun, dun. I'm trying to find a question. Ah, here we go. So Lori asks, I have a Rets Pro plugin. What in the world is Rets?
Real estate.
Okay. Rets Pro plugin not compatible with PHP 7.3, so set to PHP 70, so I can't upgrade a new WordPress 5.5. There wasn't a requirement for PHP 7.0 on this version of WordPress, was there?
What was that?
The plugin, there's a plugin conflicts with 7.
No, it's the PHP is the plugin. It's not
Yeah.
compatible with PHP 7.3, but it says I can't upgrade to WordPress 5.5.
Oh, I see what
5.5
you're
doesn't require PHP 7.0. I think WordPress still only
They
requires-
recommend.
They
They
recommend, but they
require.
don't require. Yeah. Yeah, I really couldn't help you with that anyway because it's like, yeah, you're talking about a pro plugin. You've got to go back to your plugin developer anyway. But you should be able to use an older version of PHP regardless because WordPress doesn't require 7.3 or 7.0. It requires, it says WordPress 5.5 won't work with PHP 7.0. Okay. Go with an earlier version that the plugin supports. An earlier version of PHP. Like PHP 5.6 or something like that. Or what's the latest stable prior to 7.0? Because I think 7.0, they didn't recommend 7.0 anyway.
5.6.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably 5. Let me see. Last stable.
But I haven't heard of it. There shouldn't be any conflicts with base WordPress 5.5 and PHP 7.
Yeah, because WordPress deliberately does not require you to go to the most current versions of PHP. That's on purpose. Yeah, 5.6 is the latest stable version of PHP prior to 7.
What version of local are you running, Jim? Are you running the newer one or the older one?
I am using Local Lightning.
Local, okay.
Yeah.
Because the
Why are
older
we
one
asking?
supports PHP 7.0, so we could test it.
Oh yeah, we can. Hang on.
Yeah.
I think I
But
can.
don't do that because if you do that, it's going to overwrite the host file, so you won't be able to access your local Lightning sites.
Yeah, I can go back to 5.6.3.9 is what I could do if I was going to switch it on, and I can do it at a server specific instance, right?
Yes.
The local?
Like a
Yeah.
site, yeah.
Yes,
If
I'll
you
just
were
do
to
that.
go back to the old local to use that,
Yeah, yeah,
all your local Lightning sites would be inaccessible.
that is right. Well, actually, it's weird. You have to like go in and say fix my host, fix my host. They still
that what it
work.
is?
It's very bizarre. But yeah, the fix my host now works. So Lori, my hosting said WordPress 5. Don't believe your hosting. That's not accurate. I don't know who your hosting is, but that's not accurate.
Because if that was really the case, the whole WordPress community would be up in arms.
Yeah, exactly. Because there are thousands and thousands of people that are refusing to go to PHP 7. So they won't leave. They will not leave
And,
PHP
and,
5.6.
and PHP 7.3 is a pretty recent version of PHP. It
Yeah.
will still work.
Yeah. So, okay. So I hope that helped with your question. We're going to go to the next one. You okay? Thanks, Lori. All right. Next question. Email services. Do you build a new website for a small new company? Hosting companies offer email services, but I've heard they usually suck. They usually do because they're posting the email servers on their server, and email services typically need to be a completely separate company from the hosting. I don't know of any hosting company that actually provides good email. GoDaddy
Because
pretends
that's not what
do.
they specialize in. That's why it's not
Exactly.
good. You need to go
Yeah.
to people who specialize in email.
Yeah. So I've heard that G Suite and Microsoft are good options, but for mid-sized companies, since they're expensive, which one would you choose? Okay, it depends. Like, if you're, and I'm gonna, you've got another additional question on top of this, so we'll answer this part first. It depends on how many accounts you have to create, and if you're talking about like G Suite will give you a deal sometimes depending on the number of users you need to create. I would reach out to Google directly, and the same thing with Microsoft Office. Depending on the number of users you need to create, that's going to be your price breaks. And typically, if you're looking at something like that, the only non Microsoft and Google hosted type versions, I think, are Zoho. Is that right? Doesn't Zoho offer a email suite?
I believe they do.
Yeah.
I would recommend Fastmail.
That's it. That's the other one. Fastmail.
Yeah, Fastmail with your own domain. It's $5
Yeah.
per user per month, which is cheaper than the lowest G Suite price. And if you pay
Is it?
annually, it's $50.
$5 per user per month. That's the exact
Yes.
same price as the.
No, G Suite is 6. Starts at 6.
Oh, okay. Oh, I got grandfathered in.
Yeah.
Okay. Never
But
mind.
you can also it's also $50 per user per year if you pay annually.
Do
That's
they
good.
have like any? Do they have any bundles?
As
Like-
far as
Like, yeah,
They
they can
offer
see
calendars.
annual price. They see annual prices. Yeah, they're still doing user per year. So yeah, any of those you're going to be looking at are going to be doing user per year.
and
My
Fastmail is
sig-
all about privacy, which is great.
Yeah. So you're not based on Google or Microsoft. Yeah, I'd never
And it's
heard about
ad-free.
Fastmail. Okay. So, and how do you integrate, link that account, those services with your website? What is the step by step? Okay. In those kind of situations, it's just like you would any other email account with your WordPress site. Typically, it's not. You're going to be like. Let me go back in here and share a document again. Share screen. So, add to screen. Turn that question off. Okay. So when you're inside your WordPress installation, if you go into settings and general, your admin email, this one here, is the only one that WordPress manages. That's the only email account that WordPress itself manages. And
And
anything
WordPress is not managing that. It's just where it's
Right.
sending email related to your site.
Yes, exactly. So like if you install or if you do a test on, I think it's in Tools. Is it in Site Health? I could have sworn. Wasn't there a mail checker in here? I could have sworn there was a mail checker in here.
I don't think it's automate. I think you got to use something else for that.
You're probably right. It's probably in the health check. The one that I just disabled. Hang on a second. Install plugins. I could have sworn it was part of this thing, but I guess I could be wrong. All right, so if I go into health check now, tools, available tools, site health. Okay, tools. Okay, yeah, there's a mail check as part of health check. So it will tell you if your WP mail function from your server is actually working right. So if you think along the lines of like, when you send an email from your website, all you're really doing is dropping it into an outbox, and then really your mail server is taking over. So it's not actually managing your email anyway. So in most cases, your website is not managing your email. The only part of your website that would ever actually manage your email is your contact form or any forms you actually physically have on your website.
And how you're integrating and linking like something like G Suite, Fastmail, Microsoft
Yeah.
to your website is you're just updating your DNS records to have the mail records point to those services.
Yeah, which is a lot larger conversation. But basically what you're telling it is that my website host is on this domain name, and I need to set a SPF, and there's a handful of other ones that have to point to your new mail server instead of your hosting server. And depending on your client or Fastmail even, they can help you configure that. If you buy like a Google account, they will help you do all that configuration. So it's different on every single host because every single host has different settings for those kind of things. G Suite has like a string that they can pop into your DNS for you. Some hosting companies automatically recognize G Suite, and all you have to do is just say use G Suite, and it'll do the rest of the work for you. I know Bluehost does that, and some of the others do. So I hope that helps. How do you spell it? Fastmail. Hang on. It's let me get the link for you.
I think a mid-sized company would have a relationship with Microsoft or G Suite.
Yeah.
For email.
Yeah. Yeah. If they're enterprise, I mean, I know they've got to have enterprise pricing, because that's. Let's see. Hang on. G Suite.
I mean, a mid-sized company, you're talking about like 100 employees and.
Yeah, because you don't want to
number
manage
of millions to billions of dollars. I mean, that's a pretty good sized company.
He said mid-sized companies. Yeah, I mean, when you're dealing with mid-sized companies, you're talking about how many employees you're talking about, Ricardo? Because like, even honestly, 25 plus is too much for. You need an IT person to be handling that.
Yeah, because that's a lot of data and.
Yeah. That's a lot of administration. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do it with G Suite perfectly fine, because they have the whole, G Suite admin where you add the user, and they're pretty much like, it's all managed just through Google. It's perfect. Oh, it's two. Two?
Oh, that's not mid-sized.
That's not mid-sized at all. Yeah. Honestly, if you've only got 2 people, they can share an email account. And yeah.
But even setting up, I mean, the 2 email accounts and maybe like 1 shared admin account, you might need 3.
I mean, I have a G Suite account for 1 name, but I have 3 or 4 groups set up depending on different functions, so that they all go into different folders and things. But you can do that with G Suite. You can have a 1 user account and create multiple groups, or you can have a couple people and drop them into groups too. So I like G Suite. I've never used Fastmail. I won't touch Microsoft, because I used to work with the Exchange server services and all that kind of stuff, and it was a nightmare then, and I can't imagine it be any nicer now. So, but let's see. Okay, Lori's coming back in with another question. Ricardo, did we answer your question? Let us know. Okay. These shops swearing on this one. Lori's asking a question. Do you guys consult on any WordPress sites? Or maybe this is not the purpose of this group. We actually answered this last week. We recommend folks to actually go directly to our Facebook group. And if you need help on a site or something like that, to put your proposal in the Facebook discussion. We also have a Slack group, and there's a jobs channel on there that you can drop a job question in. We're looking at creating a vetted. Okay, good. Thank you, Ricardo. We're looking at creating a vetted directory of WordPress professionals that will be hosted through our website. But I think in order to do that, we're probably going to have to look at really bumping up our Open Collective donations. So let me share with you guys. Let me if I can find it real quick. Open Collective Tampa Bay. Hang on. We have and a way to like manage our WordPress website for the because we needed our own WordPress website where we could pull and keep an archive of all of our meetup stuff for all of the groups that we actually work through WordPress Tampa Bay. We used to have 6 groups, 6 different meetup groups, and now we're down to 4. But we still have a pretty good archive of data, so that's why we have our own hosting. We have our own home website, we have our own domains and things like that. So to pay for that and to make sure that it stayed a free service as opposed to something free to our people, I looked into Open Collective, and Open Collective is a way for nonprofits who are not actually nonprofits, who can't afford to go through all the 501c3 stuff. It's a way for nonprofits that can't afford the nonprofit accounting to have a nonprofit. And what we have done is we have hosted our WordPress Tampa Bay through the Open Collective, and it's on Open Collective. Let me get the link real quick for you guys so I can just drop it in the chat real quick. Boop. Like that. It's opencollective.com, WordPress Tampa Bay. So, our goals right now are just registration for the Tampa Bay, wptampabay.org, and .com and the hosting. So we have we're covering our stuff at the moment. So our hosting is on Flywheel, and the reason we're covering our hosting is because we have 3 different donation groups, like $100 a month, $5 a month, but you can do that any way you want to, or one-time donations. But the reason we're covering that is because Jim is paying for it down here. I'm paying $25 a month to cover all of our stuff. So I don't want to always do this. I don't want to be the only person contributing, but for right now I am. And we could offset that possibly by providing you guys, if you are a WordPress professional who has, capabilities, and you want us to vet you and host your ad on the website, we could do that, but we would need to charge you something. And my thought would be is that we would, if you become an open collective donor for a certain amount of fee, we'll happily host you. So that's kind of what we're looking at.
Yeah, I think there
Some-
needs to be more to it. So I think this is probably a very much a sneak preview.
Yeah.
Because I
Indeed.
think there needs to be some other things added to be considered vetted. I don't think vetted is just making a donation.
No, I mean,
But,
vetted would be, we would want to find out, what your specialties are, your portfolio, things like that, and that you have attended meetups and have, that was the big one. I think we had talked about. We can't charge dues. As a meetup member, we cannot charge dues. That's completely against the WordPress charter to charge any dues for anyone to come to our meetups, and we won't do that because there are other WordPress meetup groups that do that, but they're not part of the official charter. What we're talking about is a donation. So we had originally talked about it before so that we might be able to get some better mics or video equipment or something like that for inside the classrooms when we were doing our stuff. But it's come to those kind of things. Right now, I'm also paying for our StreamYard membership, which is allowing us to do these live streams like this, and which I don't mind doing because I'm using it in other places, so it's not a big deal. But when you start, you sit there and go, well, I'm doing things, and it starts adding up, and you say all of a sudden, go, oh, well, I'm paying a lot of money to keep this thing going, and it can't just be me. So we do have to open up the whole donation concept to all of you guys. So any little bit helps, but that's what we're looking at, is to making it a little more official and to try to give it back. List you guys as sponsors on our website, stuff like that. So, any other ideas, Jennifer, or thoughts?
Not right now.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that needs to be behind the scenes.
Okay. No problem. No problem. We can actually hang out and chat it because I think we're done with the questions for tonight. That was it.
You
So-
never answered mine about site
Oh.
maps. Sorry. But
Oh, site maps.
question. Didn't I?
We had people asking on the thing, and we were talking about the
What's
things we're
new
still
in
going.
5.5 and all
Yeah, so we were still going through all of that. There's lazy loading for images that's built in now. Because you know how when you add an image with WordPress, you get it automatically does the image size based on whatever size the screen is. All that's built in now when you drop the media in. I know you can, Ricardo, but we don't want to be here all night. Not all night. It's almost 8 o'clock now. Okay, yes. So there are default XML sitemaps in WordPress. They'll automatically publish XML sitemaps for your website. It's a file that lists all of your website content in XML format. It helps search engines like Google to easily discover and index your content. Sitemaps are a crucial part of WordPress SEO, and this feature would help many beginners who are not following SEO best practices. It says, however, the default WordPress XML sitemaps are quite limited in features and functionality. This is why both top WordPress SEO plugins, All-in-One SEO, and Yoast SEO will continue providing their own XML sitemaps. So that's what it does. It adds a default one, so if you haven't added Yoast or the others, it will be there, but Yoast or All-in-One will override it. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And there's a lot of under-the-hood changes. So many under-the-hood changes. Thousands. New dash icons. Stuff.
We could
So-
continue this meeting, It's a good topic. New.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we're going to be talking about it more than likely at the Mega Meetup in 2 weeks. So that's on the, I think that's on the billet to discuss some of the 5.5 and block editors, but we'll see how that goes. So, any other questions out there in the world? We're going to do an open call. We have 10 minutes. We're going to call the call at 8 because I think an hour and a half.
Did you go over the Mega Meetup? Kind of.
We kind of did. The Mega Meetup is a huge. Well, we did. We talked about it. It's a. I mean, I gave as much information as we know at this point. The Mega Meetup is an all-encompassing meetup for all of Florida. They don't know who the hosting company is going to be for pushing it through, as far as like we're going to be on Zoom or what. So I can't give any information about that until that is published. So until I have that, go ahead and RSVP. It's in our meetup calendar, and go ahead and RSVP, and we will definitely be pushing out all the information as we know more about it. Okay?
It'll be fun though. It'll be
it should be very fun.
So 15.
Let's see. How would you protect content in a simple way? Is this the question that was actually, you must have been the one that asked it through our meetup group, in a simple way. We talked about this. It's either Restrict Content Pro, says yes, the membership plugins are very robust, but are you a member joining on January, see content from January for 1 year? That's still going to be, let's see, like that. Okay, see content from January on for 1 year. Or the member since August. That's actually going to be more complicated without using a Restrict Content Pro or something of that nature. Because if you're trying to restrict content based on when the person joins the site, if you're restricting content based on when the person joins the site, that's a membership plugin. That kind of requires that. So I would look at restrict content, and that would be something I would actually ask them in their forums as to how do you restrict content based on data access. Because I could not tell you that. If you had a forum like BB Press or one of those, you could say, show me the latest content since I last logged in, that sort of a thing. But that's even more complicated to configure and way outside of my pay grade as far as discussion goes, because I don't like forum plugins, especially not for WordPress. I think BB Press hasn't been touched in ever. So, and I can't recommend another one that's better. But yeah, we used to have forums on the Pods Framework website, and we got rid of them because WordPress has them, and I would rather use theirs anyway because they manage those. We don't have to. So yeah, Ricardo, I would suggest looking at their restrict content and reach out to them in pre-sale support or otherwise and ask them, how would you limit by membership date? Okay. All right. We are at 8 o'clock, or close enough to 8 o'clock. I think we're going to wrap it. Let's see. Yeah, that's a lot. That's Ricardo is going. I was thinking about doing it by protecting the whole URL to avoid the membership thing. Yeah, that's too complicated. Definitely too complicated. Okay. So team, stay on, but we're going to wrap up the call. As always, visit our website, wptampabay.org. That lists all of our meetups, what's coming up in the calendar, etc. You can find out all of our old content, all of our videos. Great stuff. And please remember to like and subscribe this particular channel on YouTube. There'll be a little subscribe button. Click that. There's a little bell beside that subscribe button. Click that. And that way you're notified. And make sure you click the big old like button on this video so that we get lots of lovely little likes, and YouTube finds us being wonderful and wants to keep us around sometime. So without further ado, we're going to wrap the call. And everybody mute their mics. I think it'll be automatically muted anyway. We'll see. Okay?
Okay.
All right. And we will see you guys in another month. Next week for Newport Richie, and in 2 weeks for the Mega Meetup if you want to join. If you don't want to go to any of those, we'll see you in October. Okay? Thank you for watching our recorded session from WordPress St. Pete Meetup. We meet twice a month on the first and third Tuesdays in downtown St. Pete at the Suncoast Developers Guild. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up in YouTube and be sure to subscribe and click the bell to be notified when new videos are added. Find out more about WordPress St. Petersburg at our website at wptampabay.org.